That's not how you handle your stuff.
You make the settlement and then you can't answer the question. I'm a taxpayer here. I'm a leader here. I'm gonna call them out here. I just left the city commission meeting, and instead of them answering a simple question, or who did they consult with to make the decision to reinstate David Gass, they instead tried calling the police on me, ignoring me, looking at their phones, and then getting hostile with me for asking simple questions. But it's all on video. Hello, I am DeJuan Thomas, as you may know, and I must start by saying I'm not surprised by your decision to reinstate David Gass. This city has a track record of talking big talk, but your actions always speak louder than your words. I have a few simple questions. Who was consulted in your decision to settle with Mr. Gass? Was it the community? Was the NAACP? Or was the Paducah Diversity Advocacy Board? Or is PDAB, and I'm speaking as a citizen, not as a representative of the board, or is PDAB just something that you can boast about in press releases and on the news? Because they weren't consulted. So who did you consult before making that settlement? Do you not have an answer? Mayor Bray? Commissioner Sandra? Commissioner Henderson?
Just waiting on you to finish your...
No, that's my question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is not really typically a Q&A session.
Right.
Okay.
Continue.
Well, I also filed an open records request, so I will get that answer either way if you decide not to answer here. Because Mayor Bray, if I do remember correct, when we ran against each other for mayor, you boasted about transparency being one of your priorities, and you're lacking it right now. But I'll move on because I'm a law student now, and I've known about law for a while, and I know to make a settlement there has to be negotiations, and there has to be things brought to the table. Did DEI get brought to the table for Mr. Guest to be allowed to come back? Was anything brought up about him being more involved in minority-based events and minority communities? Was any of that brought to the table? No answer. What has David Guest displayed to the commission that shows that he hasn't had a change in heart or that he even cares? Because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen him in the community. I haven't even seen him at the DEA that PDAB hosted, and I spoke about that last time. And then, like Ms. Dorothea brought up, what about the 2 city employees that were fired for a similar act? Do they get to come back too? Do they get to reach a settlement? You have set the precedent that when situations like this arise, you will put on a show for the community and try to sweep it under the rug when the heat dies down. But the fire that God has put in my heart will never die out. This has actually made it stronger. So you should be ashamed of the decision you have made. And if I was serving next to you, I would not have tucked my tail and turned my back on the citizens of this great community. And how I feel about Mr. Guest, speaking directly to the whole board, he may have won the battle, but he has not won the war. Because as long as this community has a voice at the ballot, he will no longer be in that seat. And I still urge you to resign and to stop disgracing the seat of city commissioner.
All right, DeJuan.
Not personal.
Do you have any answers since my 3 minutes is not up? So as you see, community, the city will not answer these simple questions, but my Freedom of Information Act will have those answers because all of your communications in regards to David Guest and myself will be brought to the public. Transparency. You're lacking it, Mayor Bray. You're lacking it, Ms. Sandra Wilson. You're lacking it, Reverend.
DeJuan, that's enough.
Your lack of transparency is enough.
What I will say is that all the questions that you asked tonight, you could have very well come to best privately. You come on
You are a public official. This is public information.
and we have been transparent,
Where
Ron.
was the transparency about the settlement?
Because you didn't see it doesn't mean we haven't been transparent. There's certain things that perhaps you don't need to see because you
So
don't know what to do.
y'all heard this. The community doesn't need to see about this settlement to bring David Guest back. Reverend, come on now. You're not insulting for these people. Stand up.
No, that's uncalled for. That's uncalled for. We do not have personal attacks.
I'm a grown man.
We don't
I'm a
have
grown
personal,
man too.
but you don't need,
But that's not how you handle your stuff.
You make a settlement and then you can't answer, they can't answer the question. I'm a taxpayer
Yes,
here.
and you can
I'm a
call-
leader here. And I'm gonna call them out every
but you don't
chance.
have to do personal attacks.
It's not personal.
You just-
They're a
you just
public
personally-
official.
you just
I said
personally-
do not be a token. I said do not be.
But let's-
You're public officials. Be transparent, Mayor Bray. They can't take me out. I'm asking you a simple question.
The meeting is over. Yes, you are, you're
I'm
aggressive.
not.
Yes, you're aggressive.
You walked up on me, sir, and that, I'm not trying to say nothing.
No, you
So y'all
raised your
gonna run
voice.
away. You're not gonna answer the question.
I think they have.
You saw that. Y'all all saw that. They didn't answer
One,
the
we've
simple
been
question.
respectful.
I
I've
don't
been
have nothing else to
respectful.
say. Y'all chose your side. The people are gonna say.
Have I not been respectful?
You have, and,
Okay.
and it's nothing against you. You're not the decision maker here. They are.
Right, I'm
And
just
they're
saying,
public-
I'm just saying, let's dial it down.
Yes, sir.
Let's-
They're public
Okay,
officials.
but we don't have to have personal attacks.
It's not personal.
Okay.
No, it's not.
But.
I said do not be a token.
Okay.
Because Mayor Bray has told me personally, we need at
Okay.
least one black person on that board. That's something he's told me.
Okay.
It doesn't matter about color. And we talked about this
Yeah,
before.
that's right, that's right. And we're making, and you know, I've had this conversation.
And
We're
it's nothing
making
against
some,
you.
I understand, I appreciate
They're the
that.
regular people here.
That's right, I appreciate that. But I think there's also a way we can have a conversation that doesn't develop that way.
So elected officials, this is public information. They
Yes.
settled with a public official. That's public comments. They
And
can't-
you've executed your right as a citizen to make a public request, and we will follow those rules, and we'll get you all that information, but if you got other.
So as you can see from that video, that's how I was treated. And since then, I have gotten an apology from Reverend Henderson, and I do appreciate that. But still, at the end of the day, I gotta hold y'all accountable. You're elected city officials. And the way I was mistreated and threatened by threatened with the police showed enough respect not to even walk up on me. But the fact that the mayor was gonna try to remove me by force for asking a simple question, that's the Paducah City Commission. That's how they're treating citizens, all from a case that I was a victim of. And now I'm a victim of the city. It's a sad day in Paducah. But I'm going to be transparent, I'm going to be public, and I'm going to share my story. This is what happened to me. Because if I don't speak up, there's 100 other people that this may happen to, and I'm not going to let that happen.